Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Penberlan Farm. Today we're going to sell off the silage bales because, well, we need a bit more than £960 in the kitty. So let's reverse this up and start getting the bales ready to be unloaded. Should be the back, yes. That's much better, 16,000, that we can do something with. Also, yes, I do have the pinkest truck in the world, for reasons of why not. I also need to muck out the cows, and we're going to do this in the RainbowDave traditional manner of I found a lazy way to do it, so I'm going to do it this way, which is, let's see how well that's lined up. Let's extend this out a bit. We just turn on the conveyor belt and hit Control I and it'll do it for us. Magnificent. Done. That's a nice, ooh, a nice sizable pile of manure there. Next job on the cards is we need to do some seeding. We need to seed some grass. Pretty sharpish, actually. And we're going to use the class for this. So let's get the class ready to seed. We're going to need the front seeding box, which hopefully will attach nicely. There we go. Just raise that up. It would appear to actually be empty, which is not what I had planned. That's fine though, because we can just pick up the seeds over here. And let's fill... I'm not quite sure what's filling there. Something is though. It is filling, but for some reason it's giving a water sound. Which... okay, I guess. I'm not entirely sure why that was happening. That's, I guess, a thing now. And the final bit of the equation is to put our seeding equipment on. Now, I do currently have the cultivator attached, but that won't be the case for very long. I'll lower the seeder. Down you go. Detach the seeder part itself. And just move the cultivator out of the way over here somewhere. Do need to set off the crops from the last harvest as well, at some point. And... we'll just attach that there, like that. Alright, we're almost ready to go. At long last. Now, the joy of Penberlan is that DustyDave did leave the grass fields marked as grass fields. I'm gonna just be reseeding these as grass, so let's get grass selected here. Magnificent. And we'll get into the fields and start seeding some grass. Turn on the seeder. Attach the PTO of the seeder. Attach the PTO of the... attach the PT... come on. You know you want to attach the PTO. Does this actually require the... why can't it... this is an air seeder. Is it just going to be a pull behind? This is not just going to be a pull behind. Does it actually require that... I'm not sure why I can't attach a PTO to this. Is it just going to work as a pull behind? No. Then why can I not attach the PTO? I am guessing it has something to do with... let's try... come on. Come on, give me a PTO option. Oh! I need to actually attach the the cultivator as well, it seems. That is something I didn't know. Okay. So I guess we will have to use the cultivator. That's a bit of an inconvenience. Also, I do realise you can't actually use this seeder with the likes of the Challenger, because it just won't fit. That's really odd. That's really odd indeed. And a bit of an annoyance, to be quite honest, because, well... What's the cultivator turned on? Here's hoping the seeder will actually turn on now. If I put the cultivator on the front. Because that shouldn't really be a thing. In my opinion. It should be a case of, well, you've just got the seeder attached. You can run it without the cultivator. But apparently... Why is this not letting me spin it? Come on. That'll have to do... We'll hope that manual attach can take the brunt of this. Come on, manual attach. Yes. And now the seeder will turn on. That is interesting. So I do need to have the cultivator. I need to... Oh, the seeder is lowered. That is odd indeed. Here's the thing. Do I have to have the cultivator turned on for the seeder to work? No, I just have to have the cultivator on the front. Huh. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I mean, granted, now it does look a lot more like a seeder. And that is the result of me going way too close to the edge of the field. Because that's not cultivating, is it? If I just turn off the seeder for a second. Yeah, that's not cultivating. That is a really interesting way of doing it, Giants. I'm guessing it is Giants doing it as well, not manual attach. I can't figure out for the life of me why. Because in real life you wouldn't... You might, I guess, use the cultivator. I guess it's a power harrow. It's a seed bed preparation just before you seed, but the way FarmSim does it, because it's in kind of blocks, you can see this isn't actually coming out of the seeder, it's coming out in a weird block formation. It doesn't really work as intended. So that is indeed a very odd choice by Giants. Or manual attach, I guess, because I think, yeah, manual attach came out before the Coon Pack, so there may be something going on there. But that is most definitely weird. Especially seeing as the seeder does in fact have a PTO. I think. Oh, it doesn't! It must be hydraulically driven, which is even more confusing, which... Oh, that... I have no idea why that's a thing, but it's a thing. Brilliant. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't mucked out the pigs, it's very simple. The pigs don't need mucking out. They do need to be cleaned out a bit, because their cleanliness is down at 0. And the cows do need to be fed, and that's going to be something I do at some point soon. The joy of this is I can just raise up the seeder portion. Huh. I'm just going to get the loose bits here, the skipped edges and whatnot, before I go into the field proper, just so there is indeed grass everywhere on this field. That line across was just to ensure that I did in fact get the bit that got missed. And this is a field that's not intended... I believe DustyDave has actually made this Giant's grass. But this was not intended to be really worked with equipment other than a mower. Because this field was made back in FS15 based, and back then it was just a case of put the grass down and you're good. Although I must admit the new way of doing it, the way the Giants are doing it now, where you put down, I think it's a seeded or cultivated texture and grass will grow through it and give you that lovely grass texture, that's a lot better. That is about 3 miles better than the way that it used to work. Because, well, number one, it makes PDA maps look better, in theory. Because the map maker can just put down the crops after laying out the entire map, which, spoiler alert, that's my plan for my own map. Is once I get everything in but the detail, I will be taking the PDA picture and ensuring everything shows up as it's supposed to. And, because it's a pet peeve of mine. I say this so much, it's a pet peeve when there's crops on the fields in the PDA picture, because then you kind of have to match the crop with the field and it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I try and do that anyway. It just never looks really too right for me. I prefer having it where it's just like, here are the fields, they are blocks of brown, because there is nothing in these fields. You can plant whatever you like in these fields, but this is where they are. Even with grass fields, I kind of like having the option to make them into, you know, potatoes or sugar beet or corn or wheat or whatever I want, instead of, oh, this is a grass field, it must always be grass because it is green. Even field 9, you know, that's a wheat or barley field because it's yellow. Don't like it. And it's really just personal preference. And Mark, I know I'm talking about the ins and outs of the game again. Hello, Mark, by the way. So, I have a question for you guys. And it's a bit of a weird question, but I'm going to ask it regardless. Do you guys like these videos where I just talk nonsense? Or would you guys prefer if I focused more on the roleplay and maybe turn this map into a stream-only map? Because I have noticed the roleplay gets significantly... I forgot to sign out of Steam. Hang on a second, that's my friend Tim playing a game. There we go. Don't actually add the people you see popping up on Steam, by the way, because very few of them actually play Farm Sim. And don't add me on Steam, because I will probably say no. It's usually a case of, if I know you, I'll probably add you. Because I've got Lancey Boy and DustyDave and Landy Kid and Simulate and Silver and all these kind of guys on Steam. And I'm kind of getting a bit more protective over this stuff where I'm on it all the time. If you want to talk to me, Discord's the place to go. There's a link in the description to the Discord. It is completely free to get and download, and I'm usually on there a lot. Don't send me PMs though, because that gets annoying, and don't send me especially don't send me PMs sending me a link to your own Discords, because I've got enough Discords. I've got like 10 of them, and that's too many. I can't really leave any of the ones I'm in though, because barring I think 2, I'm a staff member, a moderator in all of them. So for those of you who think, oh, I'm doing really well, I've got moderator in 3 streams, yeah, I'm moderator in most Farm Sim streams at this point. There's very few that I'm not, and even the Discords I have roles, and it's like, why is this a thing? It's because I'm friends with most of the Farm Sim people. Which 6 months ago, well, I guess longer than 6 months ago, because we've all been talking for about 6 months now. A year ago, this time last year, when I think I started talking to Sim about this time last year, I never thought things would change as much as they did. Because a year ago, I was on 600 subscribers, and now I'm really aiming at 5,000. So if you're doing YouTube yourself, I would honestly say the number one thing to remember is sometimes the first year is the hardest. Well, it is the hardest year, because you don't know what you're doing. You honestly don't. You don't know what you're doing right, and you don't know what you're doing wrong. You learn from that year. There's people that say, oh, you need to get 1,000 subscribers in your first year, otherwise your channel is doomed to fail. Now, I think if you get a few hundred in your first year, like 500, you're probably going to go somewhere. It's year 2 that really matters that you get over at least 1,000. And then you've got people like Sim who within 6 months are around 5,000. Or 10,000 or whatever he hit within 6 months. That was insane. But every channel is different. And that's something that people don't realize is, yes, I do compare myself to Landy and Sim and you know, VF and Chris. But I don't directly compare myself. I look at, okay, what am I doing compared to what are they doing, and how are their views compared to the subscriber base stacking up to my views against my subscriber base? Can I improve what I'm doing based on what I know about them and what I know about myself and the people who watch my videos? Usually the answer is yes, and I change those things, which is why the roleplays come back. Even the roleplay is something that's inspiring other people. Because Landy's doing it now, and I've been talking to him about it, and I said, I literally said last night to him, I'm guessing you can now see why everybody does a roleplay. Because it makes Farm Sim, for somebody like me or like Landy who, honestly, we play Farm Sim, I've got over 600 hours already in FS17. We play Farm Sim a lot, and it's, you know, major part of our day and our week that we get our videos done, and then we maybe test something. And speaking of, I need to test some things tonight, and we'll have a look at 2 different maps tonight. One of them is Selby, another is as a favour to somebody. Matt, I haven't forgotten. I've just been absolutely bogged down with absolutely everything. For example, yesterday's roleplay, I finished recording that at about 11:30. Or it just dragged on. That recording dragged on for the majority of the day. And you know, sometimes I just don't have the time to do the things that I need to do. I actually need to ring the bank at some point tomorrow, because I got a letter in the door yesterday that I didn't open. I forgot to open it. Got a letter in the door. Hey, we think your card may have been used for some fraudulent activity. We tried to ring you, but you didn't answer. Could you give us a ring, please? So I gotta ring the bank and sort that out, and it's fun. My life is fun. I call myself boring, but I'm always trying to do something. There's rarely a day goes by that I do nothing of any productivity whatsoever. Especially seeing as, you know, I stream 5 days a week. The other 2 days I have to record. And if you guys would prefer that I cut down on this style of video, where I just talk into kind of a vlog style, I can do that. That would actually benefit me as a person, because then on Monday and Tuesday I can just record the 2 roleplay videos and, you know, improve the quality of those. Also, I want to apologize for yesterday's video. I forgot to balance the sounds out a bit, so they were a bit, the music was a bit loud and my voice was a bit quiet. I forgot to do the sound balancing before I rendered. I do apologize for that. That was my bad. I will own up to that. Mistakes happen, and it was late, and I was tired, and I just wanted to get the video done. And there are days like that where you just, I don't know, you're not feeling it 100%, and you want to just get it done. But you gotta get it done in your own way, in the way that suits what, you know, either your series that you're doing, like the roleplay. I have to do that in a certain way with the time lapses and the talking, and even that I recorded slightly differently yesterday. And then these videos is just kind of sit down, talk for 20 minutes, half an hour. Which, it's slightly easier, I guess, but then I've got to come up with a half-hour long speech to give. And it's all ad-lib. There's never any script. Even with the role plays, there's no script. There's no rehearsing. I know some people do like to rehearse an idea they have, and I do that from time to time. It's like, will this work? Will this actually, you know, is this something that I can do? Is this a workable idea, or is this just going to fall flat in its face and I'll look like a fool if I try it? I do that occasionally. The ones that I never try are the ones where I start a video and then say, oh, actually, no, that's not going to work. Like with the first attempt at seeding corn, I went over the field and then I looked at the temperature and said, oh, hang on, the soil is 0 degrees. Corn requires at least 10 degrees to grow. I can't seed corn today. That wasn't me showing off seasons, that was me genuinely forgetting to check the temperature to see if I could do what I wanted. Also, one little thing that I want to address, because it was brought up on Sim's Discord today. Simulate's Discord. There's a lot of people asking how to install the Seasons mod, because you guys are finding it. This is going to sound a bit mean and a bit rude. If you want the Seasons mod, and you don't know how to install it in its current form, in its work in progress form, don't get it. It's not a mod for you. And the reason I say that is very simple. Being in contact with the developers and, you know, having some slight input into... it is slight as just like, you know, I occasionally say, hey, this might be an idea that you guys can try, if, you know, or asking them why they decided to do something. Just for my own mind to figure it out. But the way that it works is basically they tell us, okay, we've made this change and you need to do exactly this to get it to work. That, it's not something that, you know, you can figure out by yourself. You have to be in a specific place to find that out, and I'm not going to say where. And I should say I am actually getting a new version of Seasons today, later on today, so tomorrow's roleplay will have a new version of Seasons in it. I'm actually going to record Friday's video immediately after this, hopefully. Maybe not immediately after, because it's 6:45. I might do. But I'm going to record tomorrow, Friday's video immediately after this. I'll be using a new version of Seasons in tomorrow's roleplay. And I do know you guys just love that series, because I was looking at the views and they're insane. It almost equaled a full day's worth of views on Monday's video within an hour. And that is just something that amazes me. And guys, if you do enjoy the roleplay, if you do enjoy that, hit the like button on those videos. Let me know that you're enjoying it, because I do look at the analytics, I do look at comments. You might have seen yesterday that I'm getting back into the habit of replying to comments, because that's a bad habit that I've got into. I just look at the comments and read them and don't actually reply. But I do read every comment I get. Even the ones that go into the spam bin, because some comments do go into the spam bin and they usually never see the light of day on the channel. Because it's mainly people saying, I've noticed it's mainly NCS channels, no copyright sounds channels that just re-upload the NCS music. They mainly say, hey, this is a great video, come check us out for music. And I'm like, no, there's the YouTube audio library, that's a much better resource than what you're offering. Because, number one, it's I can choose non-attribution songs, which is what I use for the streams and the videos. And I don't need to remember to put, you know, 16,000 different lines of, this song is by this person and you can get it here. This song is by this person and you can get it here. This song is by this person. I don't like doing that. Mainly because I forget. The non-attribution on YouTube Audio Library, that is a godsend to me because I don't need to... Number one, I don't need to pay for the music. That's a big bonus to me. And number two, it's good music. It is really good music, and I don't need to remember all these things. I can, you know, if I wanted, I could have Old MacDonald playing on a loop behind me right now, and it wouldn't matter. I wouldn't have to have anything else in the description. I wouldn't need to remember to put something in the video at all. I'm actually going above what is required with the little ticker in the stream saying, this is this song by this person. And that's by choice. It's not a... Yeah, it's not a, you must have this ticker going. That's by choice, and so you guys know what song's playing. You guys can look up the songs, and I don't know, if the person who made it has a YouTube channel or whatever, you can go subscribe to them. I encourage you to do it. I mean, for them, it's basically free publicity. They give... Yes, they give away their songs, but, you know, people can use them. They can be creative with their songs. I mean, the little sting I use for Thornton at the very start of the episodes, that I do have a longer version of that piece of music, and it plays in the streams, and you can hear it in the streams. You can hear the full version. I like the little sting that they made of it, because it's got, I guess, the right feeling for me, and the right length to it to be an intro, but not be an overbearingly long intro. That's one of the creative decisions you have to make on YouTube, by the way, is how long do I want my intro to be? I know I don't do one on these videos, and the ones that I do on these videos is a 5-second thing of my logo disappearing off into the corner. And that's primarily just to watermark the videos so people can't steal them and re-upload them. Hey! But, you know, it's a decision that has to get made. And that's the fun of YouTube. And you do have to think about these things. I rarely talk about it in the streams because I like the streams to be about the game. But these videos, these are kind of vlogs. These are what I'd call... These are kind of vlog style is my commentary style. Maybe... I don't know, maybe I'll start a second channel where I vlog things, but... that would require me having to tidy my room on a regular basis, and that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. But I think I'm gonna end the video here with this field 8 half done. Next time I will be... I don't know what I'm gonna do next time. I'll probably do some animal care, because I do notice the cows do need some food, and the pigs actually need... What do the pigs need? The pigs need to be cleaned out. And potentially they need a bit more food thrown into them. So I'm going to do that in the next episode. I'll leave you guys by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Penberlan Farm by DustyDave, which I know people have been asking. Hopefully this will be released soon. It's in Giant's hands. It has been uploaded to Giants. It's basically up to them when it gets released. DustyDave has been saying that it seems like there's a bit of a backlog. Hopefully within the next 2 to 3 weeks you guys will be seeing it on PC at the very least, potentially consoles too. But until next time, stay safe and goodbye.